Okay, so how many of you have seen him fight many times? How many guys have seen the fights with him? Okay, we can talk about the fighting, but we were having conversation in the back, and you had a chance to meet my father. You met my wife. You met the kids. You met the family. You met the friends. My relationship with my dad is very, very important to me as a father and a son, and I come from the Middle East as well. What role did your father play in your life, in the way you look at life?
You know, my father was for me is like, he was, first of all, he was my father. Second, he was my coach. And we spent all my life, I spent time with him. Even when we was on training camp, like, you know, I was like at home, at gym, like everywhere. I was with my father. And he was like my friend, you know, it was like very, very close relationship with him, you know, and the father was like everything for me.
He was in the military. He was very much a disciplinarian when you study kind of what his background was. Was his style of father, you know, relationship with you, was he a friend from the beginning, or was he first trying to discipline you, turn you into a man, and then became a father-son friendship? Like, was he a guy that would say, I love you, son? You know, would he kiss you on the cheek, or would he kiss you on the head? Was he like that kind of a father? Was a lot of discipline?
It's like in our culture, it's like, it's very hard to hear from father, oh, I love you. It's very hard. It's because it's our culture, but we show our kids, we love you. It's like, I talk about when I was like 15, 16. Of course, when I was like baby, he said to me, it's a lot, but when you become like 15, 16, when you become like man, you know, it's like I say like before, it's like a lot of people joke with me, it's like love make your heart weak, you know, it's like, you know what I'm talking about? Not agree?
Do I what?
You are not agree?
Do I not agree?
Yeah.
I think I agree.
No, I talk about like love make your heart weak.
Yes.
No?
Love make your heart weak?
No, I'm joking. Right?
Okay, by the way, there's one thing about the Khabib I got to tell you guys on the back. You see him, you think he's very serious, but there's a very low-key, underground, funny side to you. The people that are close to you, do you have a sense of humor, or is like, do you keep that to yourself?
It depends like how I feel energy.
Okay.
Like if I feel good energy with you, I can joke.
I respect it, because it was very good fun talking to you in the back. It was very entertaining talking to you in the back. So go back to with Pops.
Yeah, it's like when I was like growing, like I realized like father is my like real friend. Like when I was like 15, 16. Before that, I was thinking like, well, why this guy pushed me too much? You know, it's like too much training, this, wrestling with the bears, like animals, like doing all this stuff. And I was competing in all sports, amateur, you know, like freestyle wrestling, Greco-Roman, grappling, like combat sambo. Like I was competing in everywhere, like judo. And like when I become like 15, 16, I become like very close with father. I realized like his system, I understand what he wants from me. I understand like everything, and we become like very close. Before that, maybe because of like different of age, or maybe I was like teenager, like I don't know. Before that, I was like, of course, I was following all his rules, but most of the time I was disagree with him. And like 15, 16, I realized there is no freedom speech between you and your parents.
There is no freedom of speech.
No freedom of speech.
How old were you where you're kind of like, you know what, a lot of this stuff my dad's been telling me has been right. You know, when I thought he was wrong, this guy knows what he's talking about. Was there a moment for you there, or was that around the 15, 16 age?
No, it was like around 15, 16.
15, 16 age.
Maybe 14, I don't remember, like 14, 16. Like,
makes sense. Yeah. And what were some of the values you picked up from him? Meaning, like, was there a set schedule? Was there like, you got to do this, you got to be respectful, you got to train? What were some values? Because it's very obvious when I watch you, or even in interviews, or even the way you fought Conor, which we'll get into here in a minute, it's extremely obvious there is a couple things no one can disrespect with you, whether it's your faith and your father. In order to have that kind of loyalty, everybody has it, but to have it the level that you have it, there's got to be a certain level of admiration. What were some things your dad taught you that stuck with you at a young age?
It's like about me, like all my life, I have schedule, you know. I have rules, I have discipline. And for me, it's all about numbers, you know. I have to do most of them, like all things, like on time. Like you have to wake up on like 6, 7, you have to train. After you come home, break.